going on, guys? It's Steve. This article is from Yahoo Sports. So supposedly LeBron James and a lot of other NBA superstars are jealous of the media hype and attention that Kawhi Leonard is getting. Now, when I look at Kawhi Leonard, it took me a very, very long time to admit that he's something special. It did. It took me a while. I'm not going to lie. It took me a minute to say, you know what? This guy is something special. He's going to be a great player. And what has he turned out to be? He's a fantastic player at this moment. Really good player. And so supposedly, they're jealous of his attention. And my thing with that is like, that's always going to happen. You know, you can't be the man forever. Just like MJ wasn't the man forever. Even after, like when MJ went to the Washington Wizards, yeah, he was still MJ. It's like, whoa, look, I'm still watching MJ. I know he's old, but it's still MJ. You know, but after a while, when we've seen you do the same thing for 14 damn years, you know, it's just like, all right, we get it. You're one of the best ever. You know, the same thing happened to Kobe. The same thing happened to Melo. The same happened to Wade. Same thing happened with Tim Duncan, with Dirk. You know, it's Shaq. It's going to continue to happen throughout all of eternity. You know, I remember when LeBron was fairly young, you know, 16, 17, when he was on Sports Illustrated, ESPN, and whatever. Everyone was so hyped. Everyone was hyping him up. Oh, he's the chosen one, this, and that. And people were getting upset about him. Not everyone. Not everyone was hating because Shaq went to his games. I think AI went to some of his games. So not everyone was hating on him. But at the same time, when I look at it, I'm like, and I don't know if this is true. I'm just saying this is from Yahoo Sports. So I don't know if this is true. But it just goes into the fact that the NBA is changing, one. And it also goes into the fact that Kawhi Leonard is becoming, you know, a very, very good player. If you think about it, Kawhi Leonard is a very, very efficient scorer. He can pass the ball. If he can get his vocal leadership up, I don't really see him vocalizing that much, but he can pass the ball. He can score. He can shoot efficiently as well. He's the best defender in the NBA, the best defender since, I don't know, Scottie Pippen or someone, or Gary Payton, whoever. He's literally an elite defender. Definitely one of the best defensive players ever already. And he's only like, what, 4, 5, 6 years pro? And he's already one of the best defensive players ever. He has potential to be the best defensive player of all time. He has potential to be one of the best small forwards ever. This guy is an elite player. And on top of that, he's leading the San Antonio Spurs with an inconsistent LaMarcus Aldridge, an old Tony, an old Manu, an old Pau Gasol, all old veterans. But for some reason, they're still in contention for that number one spot in the Western Conference. And a big part of that is because of Kawhi Leonard. If Kawhi Leonard weren't on that team, there's no way in hell those San Antonio Spurs would have that great of a record. There's just no way in hell. Kawhi's averaging 26, 6, and 3. I rounded up the points per game, but 26, 6, and 3. That's phenomenal. And then add that with defensive prowess. Add that with an efficient shooting ability. You want to talk about LeBron and KD being efficient this year? Kawhi's up there. You know, Kawhi's up there with the 50 points per game, 50% from the field, nearly 40. I think he's actually shooting 40% from 3 and nearly 90% from the free throw line. He's a great player. You know, so it's going to happen. And Kawhi definitely deserves this type of attention. You know, and I know it's hard to, you know, be like, okay, maybe, you know, there's other players that are better, because I was the same way to start the season. I'm like, you know, he had one good year, whatever. Let me see what he can do without Tim Duncan. You know, he choked in the playoffs. Let me see what he can do. And he's been proving me wrong this entire time. There's nothing I can say to try and prove that Kawhi Leonard is not as good as he is. Besides him, you know, losing that 3-1, losing 4-1 against the Thunder last year. You know, that's the only thing I can say. But besides that, this is a new year. And to be honest, if they were in the same situation as last year, but this Kawhi now, he'd probably at least force 6 or 7 games. That's how good he is. That's how good I think Kawhi Leonard is. And people need to realize that Kawhi Leonard is starting to, you know, I'm going to sit there and say this. I know I said James Harden was the 3rd best player in the world, and I do stand by that. I did. That's what I meant to say. I did stand by that, but I'll say this. Kawhi Leonard, at this point in time, is the 3rd best player in the world. I know James Harden is pretty solid as well. He has too much turnovers. He's not very efficient. You look at Kawhi, he's very efficient, low turnovers. He can shoot the ball, lock down defense. He can do everything on the floor. You know, something that James Harden can't do. He can do everything except play defense. So I have to give the nod to Kawhi Leonard. I simply have to. So Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. I don't know how true this is, but supposedly LeBron James and other top NBA superstars are getting jealous of Kawhi Leonard. And to be honest, I don't really think that. But anyway, guys, I'm out. Peace.